I'll probably do a little intro for you.
I had a threesome during my coaching session with Scotty.
With
Long
two
story
with two
short,
ladies.
this dude started hitting on everyone.
It is a numbers game, yeah.
I was so dejected. Something in my gut said, like, let me just talk to this. Like, one guy was like just staring at me. Is like, was this even worth it? I don't even know. But I still have two girls on my bed. No, they suggest to do a threesome. Cool. So this is just a follow-up story. Basically, I had a threesome during my coaching session with Scotty a couple weekends back.
Now, let's be clear, not with Scotty.
Not with Scotty.
The
Not with
way you
Scotty.
just made that sound.
No. Okay.
with
Long
two
story
with two
short.
ladies. You had a
Long
threesome
story
with two
short.
ladies.
Long story short, Scotty wanted a fivesome.
Really?
Yes, I was like, dude, I paid you to come here to help me get laid, not so that you can have whatever fantasy you have. I was like, bro, you're killing my chances of a threesome.
That is one thing, and I'm interrupting your story. That is one thing I've never explored, is like me having sex with another bro there. And I've had so many friends that have been like, hey bro, I've got this hot chick and she's down, your chick seems down. Should we like, and I'm just like, I don't know. There's something in my head, right? That's like, you call me like a sensitive new age guy, but I'm like, I think that sex is a beautiful act between a man and a woman and maybe like another woman and maybe another woman and maybe another woman. But like, I just want my dick to be the only dick that's, I don't know. I can't like get over that hurdle. It's just like not appealing to me.
I have a hurdle, but I think I might be down just for one.
Okay.
Like ever since I've been in LA, I'm just down for everything. But basically, I had a threesome. So the week started a couple weeks back. I flew Scotty to Los Angeles, and basically I picked him up, and we got to know each other. Like a real in-depth talk, 1-to-1. First time we met, we had written a couple very small plans. The week before, we basically went about hitting Koreatown, and basically we hit a couple of spots. And to be honest, I really didn't know what to do with Scotty. Scotty himself is not structured. That is one thing that people need to know, is that when you're working with Scotty, what you are paying for, this is literally what you're paying for. You're paying to see Scotty. And that's literally all he is. You will see Scotty for what he is, and he's a complete animal. That's why he kills it at this. Like, I mean, like, incredible at this certain thing, complete animal. So uninhibited. This dude started hitting on everyone, even like the smoking hot bartenders. And like he was about to eat. I think he would have pulled that night, because he almost did. It was a lot of he went on a date and then fingered that bartender, but he did a lot of things, but he didn't sleep with her. But I basically was shadowing him that first night because I didn't know what to do. So I just took Scotty and asked him to come with me to the hardest places that I've heard no one has gotten laid, because I just wanted to see, like, if that dude, if it's just the venue issue, or is people's own self-belief that you can't do this.
Yep.
Well, I want to see the best person I ever know. Can he do this? Yes, venue matters, but like at the same time, with the way I watch Scotty, just keep talking to chicks. Or
it is a numbers game, yeah.
It really is a numbers game. But after that, after seeing that, the following day, I wanted to hit up like the super hard places that I thought would be hard. So like all the premium outlets where I know like bunch of hot chicks were going there. And we went and we were approaching mainly Scotty. I was shadowing him pretty much halfway. And what I saw was just like blowouts, just complete negativity throughout the entire time there. And we spent a couple of hours there through multiple premium malls where chicks were everywhere. And it's like I was super dejected. I was so dejected. I literally wanted to quit. Saturday up until the afternoon. And Scotty told me like, yo, we should just get back, recharge. And then we went back to my place, and then Scotty went on a date with that bartender for the night before. And then he only got to like fingering her on the date, but he couldn't bring her back to my place, or he was trying to smash even at the fucking bar, but whatever. It didn't work out. But I was in my car just like wondering, like, fuck, did I just waste all this money? Because I don't know. I don't know what. It's like I think I had a lot of expectations working with Scotty. I was like, I thought he would be able to be like the super pill that could change me,
Yeah, like
like
magically
drastic.
fix
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But no. At the end of working with Scotty, it was like it did help me, but like I just had a weird, wild expectation. Whatever happened, happened for a reason. Because I wanted it to happen. Because I knew in my gut that I needed to see this or do this, and so I accepted. I did the Byron Katie stuff for like I just accept what it is, and I just immediately boosted myself back, my self esteem, and then I told Scotty like, "Fuck it, let's just go back to K Town again, and let's just do this. This time with a new Jack, because I was completely dejected earlier today, like completely down.
Mm-hmm.
So I had no expectation of doing anything that night. It's not like I came in hungo. It's like, yo, we're gonna slam chicks, or and like, no, this is someone who literally wanted to give up Saturday afternoon. So we went in, and we went to the same. We went to a couple bars that we went last time. This time with more confidence, just because more familiar with having Scotty there. But this time, I told him like, yo, I told him like, I really like Asian chicks. I still want to go to the Asian club. I know he doesn't like that, but like whatever. I still want to go. And we went in, and something about it where like I went in and I was waiting for Scotty to check in to the club, and I just saw these two girls. They're just chatting up. And this is very early into the club. I mean, like 9:50, 9:45 or something. It's very early. But like something in my gut said, like, let me just talk to this because I had to. Let me just talk to these chicks. These chicks were two Latina girls. And I had a previous experience with Scotty last night where there's two Latina girls that we met at this really high end club. And long story short, I thought that set, what do you call it, went bad. But I thought at the end of it, actually one of the girls wanted my number, which I didn't realize because I was not aggressive. I didn't even try. I was like so reserved, but the girl still wanted my number. And so I just had this instincts where like for that night that I did approach those two girls at the club, it's like something felt right. I just went in and I just said, hey, I think you're really sexy. And I don't know, she was immediately like she smiled, and then we talked for a little bit, but I immediately just took her to the dance floor and we were dancing. And basically I was just very aggressive with my dancing. And she was very hesitant in the beginning. But a couple minutes into dancing with her on the dance floor, she was pretty much down for really whatever I was doing. So I was very aggressive. I mean, like panties, boobs, very aggressive. And what's interesting is this is so early into the night, so there's not many people on the dance floor and at all. Like everyone's staring at us. It's funny. But her friend finally decides to go to the bar to get a drink, and then while she's there, I'm just trying to actually take ask if she's down to go out to my place, and I do that for quite a while, but I'm pretty much rejected on every attempt. She was not trying to leave the dance floor, and I was like, okay. And then I just suggested maybe to the bathroom. I was like, she rejects me on the first time, but then what's it called? I asked on the second time, and then she's like, she's down for it, and I was like, okay. So we walk into the bathroom, and then we go into the stall, and then we're just making out, and then immediately security comes banging in
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yes.
kisses out. So we didn't even do anything; we just kissed. But they kicked us out. Then now we're just out in front of the club. She's now she's trying to call her friend because her friend is still in the bar, but her friend's not picking up. And I decide to follow Scotty's advice, like just persevere. And for me, it's like I already got kicked out of this club. I kind of waited for a while, got kicked out. Either I go to another bar and find another girl, or I just stick with her and see how far I can push this situation. And I just stick with this girl as she's trying to find her friend, and she's calling her friend. I'm talking with her. Um, I'm trying to push to go to back to my apartment, but she says she wants to see her friend, and eventually her friend comes out, and then she looks at me. She's staring, pissed at me, and she runs off, and her friend is now looking, trying to call her, and then trying to follow her. So we're on this weird chase to find her friend now. That's pissed off at me, and she said she's pissed off at her friend too.
Sure.
But so we spent another like, God knows, like, it's anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour, literally trying to find this girl. Um, and we're just chasing until we find her friend, and her friend's just chilling out at the stairs of this mall, this outlet mall that's closed, and she's there. We're talking. She's staring at me, annoyed at me and her friend, and we're just talking. And then I said, I was thinking in my head is like, I still want to bring this girl back to my place, but how do I do it? Because now her friend is here. And so what type of mental gymnastics do I have to do at this point? It's like, fuck it. If I can't bring her, is the only way. Do I have to bring both of them? I was like,
Yep. I've had
all
nights
right.
like that too. Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'll try. Like, I just kept on it. Guys, I like just persevere. And so I try to suggest both of them to come back to my place, but they're not down. They said they still want to go out. They still want to dance. And so I suggest like a nearby club right in front of us. And then we get to that club, or at least we get to the line. The line for that club is really fucking long. So it's already about like 12 p.m. waiting this line. And I know this line is going to take another hour to get in. And so we're just waiting in line. I like 30 minutes just talking. They're just talking about what they want to do. They're all already tipsy. The other girl is like super tipsy, and I'm like just talking. I'm still suggesting go back to my place. And it's a mix of yes, no, yes, maybe left or dance. And then what's it called? As I said, we're just waiting in line, and then this is 30 plus minutes, and then we just all get bored of waiting. And they said, you know what, I'm down. Let's go to your place. And so I try to like herd two drunken girls with me back from the club. And it's interesting because like, every fucking person in line and walking is like, they're just looking at this Asian dude trying to hurl these chicks back. And like everyone knows what's happening. Is like, dude, I don't even know what the fuck's happening. Like one guy was like just staring at me. Is like, shit, I don't know, man. Out of nowhere, I hear Scotty's voice. He says, "Yo, Jack." And as I look back, and Scotty's in this car, I'm like, "Wait, how are you in a car? I'm your ride, bro. Like, whose car is this?" And I see him, and he's in this chick's car, and I was like, "Wait, what? Wait, I remember what's called when we just in the club. You literally didn't even talk to any girls. So I was like, where did you get this girl?" And they just said, "Yo, let's head back to your place to fuck." And I was like, "Wait, what?" And I'm trying to process it, and then I realized, wait, so you want me to have sex with them while you have sex with her in my studio? And I was like, wait, what? What? I'm like, thinking, bro, I paid you to help me do this.
Yeah, that is helping you. He's helping you. He's going to show you how it's done. Give you a live lesson.
And then what's it called? I talked to the girls. I'm not comfortable, and the girls are not comfortable. And it's like, I just tell Scott, I just give him my keys. Like, dude, this I have a parking lot. You guys can take space, blah blah blah. You can guys fuck in the parking lot in my parking deck. And it's like, whatever. And and like the woman that she is with, she's really chill. It seems, yeah, he really found someone who's like just really down to fuck, because like she just came out of this hip hop concert, and she's a little pissed off because the performer ditched the concert. And so she's tipsy. She's like 3 hours away from home. And so she herself has nothing to do. And then she's talking. Both those two are talking to me like, just let's go back to your place. I'm like, what are you talking? I don't even know you. I was like, what? I'm telling you this
When
somehow.
you've had a fair amount of sex, it becomes a very like normalized thing. You know what I mean? And then you're giving
Yeah.
off that normalized energy, and then the chicks kind of, not every woman obviously, but lots of them are like, oh, okay, I guess sex is not a big deal. So yeah.
Yeah, but it was like, what?
Yeah,
This
it's
is
a
all
head
new.
fuck the first time you see someone like that, and I imagine a lot of people first time they meet Scotty, it's like, holy shit, like this guy is just he doesn't give a fuck. He's just very chill. Like, yeah, I imagine that's a bit of a trip.
Yeah, but so I get to my car and then they finally go, and I'm so hurting that these girls. This 5 minute walk takes literally, I guess, 25 minutes to 30 minutes to get
Why do
there.
they keep going off? Are they like getting distracted? Like,
So we still went straight. It's just that they kept. I like had to just like make sure no one fell down, and then they did. Especially when we got into my apartment, they did fall on the hallway floor. They're banging on other people's doorbells, and like, dude, I don't even know if this is gonna work out, man. All my neighbors know. But I have finally, after God knows, that felt like an eternity. They come back to my place. They both sit down on my bed. I just went in for the kiss for one girl, and then the other girl just falls asleep, or like she's laying down, and then I'm making out with her, and I'm just trying to poke the other girl, but like, she's sleeping, and then let's leave her. And so her friend is just kissing me, and eventually, out of nowhere, they switch places where like the other one wants to fall asleep, and I decided, let me just kiss the other girl. And then this is like going back and forth for a good while until one girl decides to just explore my apartment. And so I'm just making out with the other girl. The girl that is exploring my apartment is now tearing down my apartment. She's so drunk that she's falling down, and then she's bringing stuff down with her. Basically, my apartment's becoming a mess in this process. I'm trying to bring that girl back to my bed, and the other girl there decides to fall asleep again. I was like, wait, what is going on? I don't even know. Was this even worth it? I don't even know. But I still have two girls on my bed. But this is a complete jungle gym. Bring that girl back to my bed, and then she starts making out with me. And then finally, the other girl comes up, and then I was talking about. No, they suggest to do a threesome. I didn't even suggest that actually. It was like, you know what? They both look at each other and it's like, you ever done threesome? No. The other one, I've done it before, and it's like, all right. And so they pushed me onto the bed. So one girl is on my face. She has her pussy on my face. And the other girl has she's riding me. And so for a good 5-10 minutes, this is this very random threesome, but it's very short lived, to be honest with you.
mm-hmm.
Just because at some point the girl that's on my face just passes out. I'm like, all right,
So
let me just
they're conscious enough to initiate a threesome, and then they're like, I'm done now. Like, I'm good. I'm
yes,
going to bed.
yes,
Okay.
yes, and then I'm still with the other girl. I'm just with her for a while until the other girl just wakes up out of nowhere and goes back to my apartment, goes to the balcony, and then I'm still like just with this girl until I hear a banging, and this banging is from the girl because she just fell down again. I was like, wait, I don't want you dying on my apartment. I know, I don't want like a 911 here out of nowhere. Basically, the other girl gets fed up. She goes to bed, and I'm taking care of the other girl. And the girl is still super horny, and let's just fuck in the other side of the room. So we go to this yoga mat that I have on the other side of the room, and
Mm-hmm.
I just have sex with her on the floor on my yoga mat for a good while until I climax. And after I climax, we start hearing her friend start to wake up again, and so we go back to her, and then the friend wants to just lay down the bed while the other girl's kissing. Um, Kissing me.
Mm-hmm.
But the other girl is still messing. Like she's hurting herself so many times that like I cannot even focus on her because her friend literally might kill herself. because how danger prone she is. And so at some point, I was like thinking, do I continue this or not? Because I know at this point it's about 3 a.m. I was like, wait, Scotty still needs to come back home.
Hmm.
Like I still can't. Like if I continue this, like yes, I can continue this, but like Scotty still needs to go sleep too. And so I had to end this. I had to end this because like what's like I don't know how long this is going to take, but I know it's going to take quite a while, and it takes God knows an hour and a half to 2 hours to finally Uber them back. While I just wait for Scotty to come out from his car session, car.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a trip. Because I really came in with no expectations that anything was happening because I was subjected literally hours before at the afternoon. But just following the bar and Katie's stuff, following Chris's advice, it just revitalized. Like, no, I made the choices I made with what I knew at the time that I thought was correct. I went with it. And what happened, and I accept that for what it is. And with that, I just had a new sense of entry to go into that interaction. But like, thank God, because like, no expectation for the threesome, no expectation to get laid. I was just like hoping, like, let me just be able to try to copy the Scotty way of approaching chicks. That's all I was hoping for.
Some of my best nights were nights where I just had no expectations, and best days as well. You just have absolutely no expectations. And there's a Good Looking Loser article. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but he essentially talks about like he was having this like really bad night where he went out and he had just like 15 or 20 chicks in a row that were just like absolutely not into him. Some of them were rude, blah, blah, blah. And he felt very like down and frustrated. And then like he goes and just goes back home, and then the next day he's going out and he's still like frustrated and sad and kind of, you know, feeling a bit rejected. And then he just meets this chick, and within like 15 minutes they're having sex. You never know how close you are to that next yes. And this doesn't just apply to sex and clubs and, you know, drunken people ruining your fucking apartment and shit, but it's like it applies to business as well. Like you never know how close you are to the next client signing up. It applies to making friends. It applies to like literally everything. Like often we're like this fucking close to that breakthrough moment, and we're down on ourselves. And in those moments, man, so many people quit. Like so many people could have been in your position and been like, what's the fucking point? I paid this coach to fly all the way out here, and I thought he was just going to wave his magic wand and like solve my problems, which like that's not how any coach would ever work. But like, it didn't work. I got rejected. What's the fucking point? I moved all the way, you know, in your case, I moved across the country to do this, to prioritize my sex and dating life, and it's not working. What's the point? I should quit. So many people quit in that moment, man. And imagine how many people quit when they're literally one day away from having a fucking threesome.
No, totally. Yeah, but like really the main takeaway for me that week was like just keep persevering. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Like, again, we never know how close we are to that breakthrough moment. I've said this so many times. If you just don't quit, you will be successful at any goal. Now, it might take a long time. Some goals take 10 years. Some goals take like 20 years. If you want to be a billionaire, that's going to take fucking, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 years. Or it can take that long. But like every goal, you will eventually succeed if you just don't quit. The problem is that people quit when they're having one of those moments that you had where they feel rejected, they're feeling down, they fucking quit. Let's talk a little bit about the actual threesome. Before we went and hit record on this, you said, I don't feel like threesomes are that exciting. Now that I've heard the story, yeah, that's not a super exciting threesome. You got to have a threesome where they're both sober, where they're both into each other. That's when it's hot, when you're watching both of them like make out. So did the two chicks like make out with each other, or were they just like too drunk to even fucking...
They were just more focused on getting off or just staring at me. They didn't kiss each other. I don't know. I just felt like it was like, oh, this is so much work. I'm like having...
Yeah, because you were babysitting in the middle of it. It wasn't like a threesome. It was like babysitting two people like fucking falling asleep and ruining your apartment.
I still think like I don't really care for threesomes that much. Like I assume like it can definitely in a perfect situation like you're describing be really fun. But like for me it's like I just want a hot chick. That's literally it.
Humble man.
It really
It
is.
sounds like you It sounds like you had a really good night though. And I think it's also a really good testament to a lot of the time, and not just sex, and obviously there was alcohol involved in silliness and drunkenness and all of that kind of shit, but a lot of the time the process of like achieving goals or working on things or success or whatever you want to call it, it's fucking messy, man. Like I've had so many dates and sex where it's just like that messy and I feel so clumsy the entire time and I have no idea what I'm doing and I'm not smooth and the girls' reactions are not smooth and it's awkward and it's like they say no a bunch of times and then they're like, do you know what? Actually, fuck it. Yes, I'm down. It's this process doesn't always have to be smooth. I think it becomes a lot smoother the more you do it. Like you've seen with Scotty, it's like he's pretty fucking smooth. That's only because he's done it hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times, maybe even thousands of times. I don't know. You get smoother, but life doesn't have to be this smooth, fucking perfect, like movie script. It's often really clumsy. The same thing with making friends, that's clumsy. Making money, that's clumsy. So I think more than anything, it is like you said, the power of perseverance. Like you just didn't quit. That's why this happened. Like literally because you just didn't quit. It wasn't smooth. You weren't good at it. You just tried.
Yeah. Totally.
Amazing, man. Living the dream, my man. All right. I appreciate you coming on. I think you're an inspiration to a lot of fucking people. I hope a lot of people take away the message from this and go, do you know what? If this fucking guy can do it, if this bald fucking guy over here can do it as well, maybe I can too. So I super appreciate you coming on, man.
Gotcha.
Namaste. Go get some pussy, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, if you want to have a threesome or just work on some of your big goals, you should check out the group coaching that Andy runs. If you're not up for group coaching, you should check out the Kill Your Inner Loser forums. Guys from all over the world crushing their goals and having threesomes. See you next time.